On our first warm day of the summer season, it felt like the perfect time to grab and go. Earlier this spring, I made sure that we had some beach towels and an insulated backpack, some new goggles and water bottles so that we could just do that. Grab and go. My partner in crime for grabbing and going is always my sister Ty, because she's always up for going somewhere, especially when there's water involved. We have a special little spot tucked away on the Columbia River where we live that we love to go to every year as many times as we can. When they built this little watering hole, they built it in such a way that it's safe from the flow and the current of the river, which means that it's just perfect swimming and wading water. This is mountain runoff, and it is freezing cold, but that never stops our children from swimming in the water. And for Ty and I, it's just a wonderful time to sit around and have some snacks, catch up on life, and take in this magnificent view. We only come down here to the river in this particular spot in the summertime, so just being here makes it feel like we're somehow beckoning summer in. And speaking of grabbing and going, this month in our cooking community, we're highlighting foods that are meant to be foods you can just grab and go with, making them in delicious ways so that you can fill your cooler with something that's really delicious and not just a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I'm going to put a link to the cooking community below the video, but this is how we are savoring our summer and welcoming it in. The first dip in the freezing cold water, the first day spent out in the sun. It feels wonderful. I have to tell you that the day after we went down to the river, Ty and I got notice that a cougar was in this exact area the next day. It had killed a deer and drug its carcass down here into the little wooded creek bed. And this is where we were just playing, so we were really grateful to have been there on this day, soaking up the sun, and not the day following. I would like to thank Storyworth for sponsoring today's video. This is such a beautiful way to preserve a family's story, their heritage, things that you want to pass on to people in the future. Wonderful memories that we're sharing with each other from season to season. There are things that we do every season here on the farm, like pick elderflowers, that we want our children to remember. So Stuart and I have begun building a Storyworth book so that our children will have these memories to share and to remember and to read and say, oh yeah, we used to do that with our parents too. So if you're new to Storyworth, here's how it works. You can purchase it for yourself or for somebody else. Whoever you choose will receive an email each week with a question that prompts the telling of these stories and memories that they have. They then can reply either just by writing it out or even by dictating it. And then at the end of the year, all of those stories are put together with pictures into a beautiful keepsake book. For $15 off your year-long Storyworth subscription and that beautiful book, you can click the link in the description. The moments that I've captured for this video are meant to show you the beautiful moments of calm in between a lot of labor. We really want to focus on savoring this fantastic season that we have ahead of us, but we also have to be realistic that there's still laundry to do and still dishes to wash. But that's not going to stop us from savoring this season. We've gone through many summers at this farm now. Each one is a little bit unique, a little bit different, because every year the kids are a little bit different. At the end of this summer, our oldest is going to turn 15, which means that she's going to be getting her driver's permit. And now it's just changed. The children can swim and they can fill their time with all sorts of tasks around the farm. They love to curl up and read on the couches and not have such a set schedule. And I love that I no longer have to bring them out into their little bouncy machines when I want to do some gardening, but they always know where to find me and they know they're always invited. But being out here, seeing the flowers, and I think just most importantly, being in the sunshine, that is what makes me feel like I'm really savoring the summer. And it's on these days when I'm sort of gentle and kind with myself and just say, look, we don't need to tackle any big projects. We just need to wander around and see the wonderful things that we can find. That's also when I really feel like I'm savoring the season at hand, because it seems as if every week or every 10 days, the gardens somehow change, and what's there to appreciate somehow changes. When I was wandering around this past week, I noticed that the elderflowers were perfect. And we do like to harvest some elderflowers, of course, leaving some for berries every fall. But now it's a fantastic time to enjoy them as well. Everybody on the farm seems to be really glad that summer is here, and they're finding their own unique ways to savor it. For the chickens and ducks, that means lots of fresh bugs to eat and to enjoy. And for the sheep, that means, of course, summer pasture. Good morning, my friends. Welcome to the cottage in summertime. My very, very favorite place in the entire world to be. Stuart has made me a beautiful latte. It's so tasty. And him and I had a talk this morning when we got up about how much we want to make sure that we savor our summer. We can work so hard to get to this point in the year. All that's here to enjoy in the gardens, on the farm, having a break from school. And then before you know it, it's just gone. Now, we can't actually slow time down, but I'm hoping that with really intentional, thoughtful days, we can make sure that we savor our favorite parts of summertime. And one of my very favorite parts is coming out into the gardens with no real intention other than just wanting to find things to forage. And right now, the elderflowers happen to be in perfect condition for some elderflower fritters. I want to make sure I make those today. The strawberries are also starting to get ripe. There are raspberry leaves for tea. Oh, look, a hawk just flew the sky. How pretty. There's so much out here. I need to have eyes to see it, and I need to be willing to just stop for a moment and take stock and appreciate it, because that is how I savor my summer. Come along.
That one? Yeah. You want to leave your journal here? Okay. Let's go.
This, not this
come and do a quick little sweep through. Look at these beautiful mustard greens. Yep, Dad wanted corn, beets, onions. That's Swiss chard. Start of good things. Look at that. We only want the reddest red ones. Ooh, juicy. Look at them all. All right, I want some to go with our little fritters. Our elderflower fritters. I'll show you. Too ripe?
Yeah. There's one that was ripe. Okay.
Taking a slight break from a really big vegetable garden this season has been a wonderful way for me to prepare to savor the season as well. Every vegetable feels a little bit more important when you're not growing quite so many, and even time in the garden feels a little bit more refreshing, a little bit more of a moment of savor for us. I'm still really delighted that the garden is producing and that there's already wonderful things out there to enjoy, like radishes and strawberries and mustard greens. June isn't a full harvest month. It's not high summer quite yet. There aren't tomatoes coming off the vine, but even still, there are moments, if I make sure I pay attention, to enjoy right now. And of course, elderflower fritters are something that we make one time a year when the flowers are perfect. I mix a little bit of flour with some cornstarch, some maple sugar, and some water. I prepare a Dutch oven that I filled with some tallow. Of course, you can reuse this. Make the batter nice and thin and just dunk the elderflowers before giving them maybe a 45-second fry in the tallow. This is sort of like a botanical funnel cake, and it's made all the better with some strawberries from the garden. Wow, it's so wonderful, so delicious, and such a wonderful way to welcome in summer. A little pocket to savor. As the summer continues to get warmer and the gardens continue to grow, I look forward to finding a lot more delicious ways to share this with you, a lot more foraging to be done in the flower gardens and in the vegetable gardens, and ultimately a lot more delicious ways to savor our summer. Cheers.